Well, good morning and welcome back, everyone. Today I thought we'd have a fun trip to an international food store to see what we can find in terms of mushrooms. A lot of people don't like mushrooms because, the basic ones that you get in the store are, portobello mushrooms or button mushrooms, and they're basically all the same species of mushrooms. So, our culture in North America, we tend to be more mycophobic or more afraid of mushrooms and mushroom foraging due to fears for poisoning and things like that. So other cultures are not so afraid of mushrooms and mushroom foraging. For example, European culture, Asian culture, mushroom foraging and having mushrooms in meals is very normal. And there's lots of delicious mushrooms out there of different varieties. And one of the safest ways, if you're not into foraging for mushrooms and want to try different species of mushrooms, is to go to one of these international stores and take a look around, and you'll be amazed at the different species of mushrooms you find that you can enjoy in your culinary creations. So thought we'd head out to the store now and see what we can find and maybe make something delicious. Check out the Tesla truck beside me. All right, we're here. Well, that was crazy, that Tesla car. Have you guys seen those trucks around your area? I think they're extremely expensive, so there's only a few of them. I'm not even sure if it's the same person that's like driving around town in that car. But I just thought I'd give you a quick sneak peek at what they look like in the wild. Pretty interesting, but I'd be interested to see how they hold up in our really snowy winters here. Guess we'll have to find out. All right, we're gonna head into the store now, but we'll have a look at the different kinds of mushrooms that they sell, and we'll bring home some stuff and make a really tasty meal. First off, you notice there's tons of fresh mushrooms, all the way from baby king oyster, which you can use to make sort of artificial bacon, to some shiitake. And you guys know that I grow my own shiitake at home. And we've also got, let's take a look at this. Ooh, shemji mushroom. That's really cool. We're gonna get some of those today. Brown beach mushroom. Let's grab that. And also some white shemji mushroom here. This, I wonder if it's not grown in the darkness to make it so nice and white, kind of like enoki mushrooms that you'll see over here. And these look super popular. Seafood mushroom. So that's interesting. Almost looks like an enoki mushroom. Now these are all commercially grown. You can see kind of where these are. But let's grab some of these. And on this side we have some fresh black oyster mushrooms and enoki. So these ones I have foraged for them in the wild, but they actually they can grow commercially, and these ones are grown in the darkness, so they are very tall and very white. And of course, these are the mushrooms you're all familiar with, the button mushrooms and the portobello. So these are all basically the same species in here. On this side, we have some more shiitake. What's in the back here? Let's take a look. Oh yeah, look at this, lion's mane. You guys know I foraged for this in the wild, but look at, you can buy it here. And take a look at the prices. $3.49 for one of these. So if you learn how to forage, you can actually save a lot of money buying mushrooms. You can see the store is very popular, and so the mushrooms are actually towards the front of the store, which is really awesome. This just shows you how important the mushrooms are, that they're not tucked away in some back corner. But we'll go and check out now the dried mushroom section. One thing I love about international food stores is that they have some interesting things. Like here we go, we have a fresh lily bud. That tastes like delicious. And over here beside it are the actual seeds from the lotus flower. 99 cents. Seafood is also huge. All kinds of fresh crab and fresh seafood here. Live clams and snails. Here's something you don't see every day, turbot fish. Here's some abalone. It's really cool. I watch a TikToker from New Zealand, and they're always wild foraging for abalone. I honestly couldn't tell you what that is. Take a look at that. Amazing. All right, here's our aisle here, dried mushrooms, and let's take a look. Some bean curd and soybean rolls, so we're not there just yet. Oh. Turn around, Jen. Haha, look at this. So if you really want to try stuff out, dried sections where it's at. Got shiitake, dried lion's mane right here. Look at that. Now you get $13.99 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lion's manes. Tea tree mushrooms, like all like velvet antler mushrooms. Well, that's cool. This whole aisle is dried mushrooms. Basswood black fungus. So a lot of these you have to rehydrate them before cooking, which is fine. This black fungus is really good. I have this, and I have them dried in like little cubes, and you can kind of just pop them into soups and things like that. I mean, look at this bamboo fungus. Where in the world? I mean, that is amazing. I'd love to know the dishes that people cook these different mushrooms with. If you recognize any of these mushrooms, where you're from, please let me know your favorite way to cook them. And yeah, lots of other dried things here too. Wow. Oh yeah, here we go. This is the compressed black fungus. This is the one that I get. They also have a lot of fresh mushrooms here. So let's take a look at this. This is the seasoning with black fungus. I think we'll take this home too. Well, that was awesome. I cannot believe my luck finding all those mushrooms at this store, between dried mushrooms, fresh prepared mushrooms, and things that are already kind of made for you. So let's go home. We'll make a delicious lunch with what I found and taste test some new mushrooms for me. Well, back in the kitchen, gonna make some lunch. We're gonna make some salmon poke bowls and use our mushrooms. So I'm gonna start off with some rice. Just a cup of rice there and 2 cups of water. We'll get that going while we work on our mushrooms. And while the rice is cooking, we're just going to chop up some of our mushrooms here. We're going to chop up the seafood mushroom, which I actually just found out, quick little Google search there, that this is actually a type of enoki mushroom, has a bit of a seafoody flavor. And this is the shemji, or the beach mushroom here. So we're going to chop some of that up and get pan frying it. So the seafood mushroom is rich in antioxidants and high in protein. I'm not really going to chop it up too much. Just take the little ends off there and just give it a quick little rinse, although it's not strictly necessary. And we'll put this in the pan. Let's take a look at this beautiful shemji mushroom. It grows on decaying beech trees. It's native to certain parts of Asia and Northern Europe. This mushroom you must cook because it does have a bit of a bitter taste to it when it's raw. It's my tip for everyone. Always cook mushrooms very well. There's very few mushrooms you can eat raw. So this one will just sort of take it off the little cluster there, and we're gonna probably put these in the frying pan first. These mushrooms are sort of medicinal mushroom. A lot of these mushrooms have medicinal properties. This one, there's powerful antioxidants within it, so reduces oxidative damage within the body. It also has reportedly ACE1 inhibitor in there and can help lower blood pressure. So that's pretty amazing. And yeah, these mushrooms have been used medicinally and in culinary uses in like many countries across the world are not as mycophobic, as North Americans are. So a lot of these mushrooms have been, researched for their properties and used for a very long time for various different purposes, not just in a delicious meal. Now, when I was out in Quebec in the Gaspésie, I picked up this wild blend of mushroom powder in that area that's sort of mixed with salt. So you can see the gaspésiesauvage.com is where, if you want to order it online, has sea salt, wild mushrooms, and seaweed. So it's really good. You can sort of add this to soups or just anything. It's so flavorful. I really like it. Nothing goes better with mushrooms than a lot of butter. Just gonna melt out that butter, and I might add a little bit of garlic in there too. A bit of garlic actually from my garden this summer. Oh, look at that little husk in there. Just got that warmed up. And now we'll add in our mushrooms. There's going to be a lot of them, but you'll watch, mushrooms are mostly water. So these are going to shrink down into next to nothing in no time. And look at all that, delicious. I'm going to add a little bit of smoked sea salt to these because why not? This stuff from Alcyon is amazing, sel de mer. Again, from my trip to the Gaspésie. A generous pinch of salt on there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a little bit of lid on this to sort of steam them for now until they kind of reduce a little bit. Next thing I'm going to use in our poke bowls, I'm just going to chop up a little bit of bok choy here, which I've already done, and a little bit of the cucumber. Let's have a look. I can already smell them. See? They're steaming in their juices. already does have a bit of a seafood smell, which is kind of crazy. You know, there's different mushrooms out there. Some of them smell just like you would expect a mushroom to smell, and others have distinct flavors and textures out there. So that's why you need to explore. And going to, you know, an international food market is one way that one can safely explore mushrooms that you'd either, you know, have to look for in the wild and you're uncertain of the identification, or, you know, so not everybody can travel to do mushroom foraging or get out there. So this is a great way to experiment in the kitchen and try new flavors and textures to you. My latest edition of the Fungi magazine, they have ads in here. Well, it's definitely culinary stuff in here, but they have ads for international traveling as well as really interesting mushroom articles. So this one is a foray to Turkey. So, you know, if you really want to get adventurous, next year there is a trip. The editor of the Fungi magazine, Britt Wynyard, is hosting this foray. So that's really cool. So there are international trips that you can take to go foraging. Or if you're like me and you just want to go to the grocery store and pick up some really interesting mushrooms around the world, you can do that too. And it looks like our rice is done. All right, we're kind of almost done here. I'm just going to put some bok choy in there to reduce that down. These are also going to wilt. Do that. And I might get a bit adventurous. I'm going to put some tamari in there and no worries, and some sesame oil just to kind of add a little pop of flavor. Put a little bit over that. And sesame oil, you don't want to like put it in a really, really hot griddle because it'll really heavily smoke, but we're almost done here. I'm just going to kind of drizzle a bit on top while the bok choy simmers and wilts down. Just a little bit. There we go. Ooh, that's going to be good. Just making up a little bit of bean curd there. Well, it looks like we're all done. Let's get ready and assemble the poke bowl. So we're going to fill the bottom of the bowl up with a bit of rice. There we go. Next, we're going to do a generous helping of our mushrooms. Oh yeah, take a look at that. Delicious. Put a little bit of bok choy in there. It's looking really good. Next, I'm just going to add a little bit of avocado that I pre-cut up, and the dog is loving this. And we're going to add in some of the cucumbers. Hey, Royce, you want a cucumber? There you go. If you're chewing, you ain't talking. So we'll do that. And I just want to show you guys I got some fresh sushi that's marinated. So that's salmon sushi. We're going to put that in there. Delicious. Looking yummy. So let's see what else can we add. Just going to top the rest off with a little bit of black sesame seeds. And finish up with some of the wood ear fungus salad. I almost forgot about that. That was in the fresh section. They've already kind of pre-steamed this. It's like the black fungus there, so we always want to make sure it's steamed or cooked before. I just heat it up a little bit so it's nice and warm with my bowl. I think we're looking really good. And we'll just put a fresh little splash of the tamari soy sauce on top, and then we'll give it a try. Doesn't that look absolutely delicious? Let's see what it tastes like. All right, let's get a sample of these mushrooms in here. We get a little bit of the black fungus in there. Give it a try. That was not elegant at all, but delicious. Oh my goodness, these are so good. Light seafood flavor, nice and crunchy, so tasty. The sushi salmon, very good. Hear that crunch? That's the black fungus. I love the different textures that different mushrooms from all over the world add to our meals. So I've really enjoyed making this video for you guys. Not only can I show you another way to safely forage for mushrooms at your local international grocer, but you can make some really interesting culinary delights with the things that you find. So yeah, this was awesome. I had a really good time, guys. I hope you did too. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope it encourages you to get out and try different mushrooms out there. And if you're not comfortable going into the woods to forage for them, you know, you can go to your local grocer and try different ones. All right, hope you guys have a great week as always. Let me know if you how you cook these mushrooms, and pop your recipes down below for the rest of us to enjoy. Have a great week as always. Bye for now. Quick little bonus for you guys. I picked this up too at the store. It is called the sour plum drink. I'm going to give it a whirl, see what it tastes like. Not bad. It's kind of a smoky flavor to it. I get that again. 10 out of 10.